Hello everyone, welcome to Bschool Buddies. So to help you guys in the preparation of final and summer placement, we are back with a new series, and this series is all about guessing. There will be a n number of videos that we'll make, and this is the first video in this particular series, wherein we will give you the interaction of guesstimate. In case we are interacting for the first time, I'm Prashant Chaudhary. I'm currently working at NPCI, National Payments Corporation of India, as lead strategy and market development. And I've completed my MBA from JBIMS in 2020, prior to which I was teaching and leading some strategic initiatives at Unacademy and all. Okay, so let's not wait further and let's get started with this series. Now, in this whole series, there are a few points that we want to discuss. One is, of course, what are guesstimates? Why exactly are we learning guesstimates? So we'll try to answer that as well. There are some methods that we need to learn to solve these guesstimates. We'll also learn that how to approach these particular guesstimates in the interviews. So solving them while sitting at a home is one thing. Solving them while you are in an interview is another thing. Because in an interview, you're sitting in front of your interviewer. This is a two-way process. Both of you needs to keep a conversation. Then how to solve guesstimates while having a conversation with your interviewer. That is another thing. There are some stats to memorize. We'll tell you those stats, and of course, we expect you to memorize them. There are some practice questions, and again, there can be a number of practice questions which we will give you, and then of course you can solve it, and of course you can solve it along with our field processor. Now, of course, we are trying to understand what are guesstimates. The first question that we need to answer if we really want to understand the guesstimates. So if you look at the word guesstimates, is nothing but this is a combination of two words, that is guess plus estimate. So if you look at guess estimate, it is nothing but guess plus estimate. That means there is some kind of guesswork involved. Okay. So finally, you need to guess a number. This is not something that you will come up with an exact answer. You need to guess. There is some kind of estimation as well. So there's some kind of guesswork involved. There's some kind of estimation involved. What exactly are we doing with this guesswork and estimation? So what we're doing is we are doing some guesswork so that we can finally arrive at a specific number with some limited set of information. Now, this limited set of information can either be your knowledge, it can be your knowledge, which is just like the population of India, population of Mumbai, population of Delhi, such things, or it can be an info which is given by the it. So sometimes to help you with solving the guess estimate, interviewer can also help you some information, which is the limited set of information which you will have. Now, there's a specific number which will be asked in a guess estimate. So you need to find that specific number. Now we have understood what is the estimate. Let's look at some examples. So there are typically three types of guesstimate. We'll look at all three types. One is estimated total number of ATMs in India. It can also be estimated total number of pens in India. It can also be estimated total number of bracelets in India. It can also be estimated total number of mobile phones in India. So what I'm trying to say is it can be estimated the total number of anything and everything. Anything and everything. It can be total number of X in any geographical location. Here it is India. It can be Mumbai. It can be Dubai. It can be in this world. Any geographical location. It can also be in any time frame. So here no time frame is given, but at times there can be time frame. Okay, so that is the first type of guesstimate where you have to estimate the total number of something in a given time frame, in a geographical location, and so on. The second kind of guess estimate is where you need to estimate the market size. So the second type of estimated where you need to estimate the market size of toothbrushes in India. It can also be the estimate the market size of pen in India. It can also be estimate the market size of bracelet in India. It can also be estimate the market size of mobile phones in India. It can be the market size of anything and everything. Again, it can be the market size of anything. And again, in any geographical location or any time frame. Okay. So the first type of guesstimate is where you need to find the total number of something. Second type of guesstimate is where you need to find the market size of something. The third type is not to be generalized. It is some kind of vague guess estimate. So what the guesstimate said, estimate the total number of tennis balls that can fit inside a Boeing 747. Have you seen Boeing 747? Maybe not in your life, right? Some of you might have seen it, most of you might not have seen it, right? So the point here is that this might not be practical situation. This might be a little vague kind of situation, but still, this is the kind of guesstimate which are also asked in an interview. Okay, so third kind is vague or mathematical kind of guesstimates. Some more examples can be estimate the total number of cubes that can fit inside a room, let's say. Estimate the total number of tennis balls that can fit inside a room. Estimate the total number of golf balls that can fit inside a, let's say, a bag, something like that. Okay, so these are the typical three type of guesstimates. Now we will move forward and we will try to understand why exactly are you in this session. Why guesstimate? Why are we making a series on guesstimate? Why are you in this video learning guesstimates, right? There must be some reason. Now, there can be multiple reasons for most of you. The reason is very simple. The reason is that it is asked in your summer or final placement interviews, right? So reason is very clear for you guys. Okay. It is asked in summer and final placement interviews, of course, almost all the companies which are visited for campus. It can be consultancy interview, it can be product management interview, it can be a strategy role, it can also be CEO's office role, it can be any gen man role, it can be any sales and marketing role. In both internship and final placements, guesstimates are asked in abundant quantity. Now, why these companies are actually asked? Okay, so one is, of course, they want to test, let's say, your mathematical ability, your quantitative ability, maybe how well you analyze the situation, how analytical you are, how practical you are. So most of the times in guesstimates, answer doesn't matter, right? So if you're giving wrong answer but taking the right method, that is completely fine. But in some of the situation, answers also matter. Like in the case of Ola interview, if you are asked estimate the number of Ola rides taking place in India at this point of time, do you think answer will not matter? Answer will really matter because here your practical situation is also being tested. Whether you know how much market share Ola has, whether you know how much cabs are running in India. So these kind of practical knowledge can also be tested in the case. Okay. Other reason of asking guesstimates for these companies is because there's a practical use case of these guesstimates. These guesstimates are actually used in your day-to-day life, especially you are a consultant, you're a product manager, or if you are in a role like me in a strategy or CEO. Okay, so there can be market sizing problems where you need to size the market which is relatively new, which is untapped. Maybe you're going in a town. What will be the market size of the town? These all things. If you want to keep a price to a new product, there also guesstimates can play a role. Any kind of competitive benchmarking where you want to know your competitor, but there's no report, no formal document which is showing how much your competitor is making. There also you can use the guesstimates. If you guys are seeing Shark Tank or have seen Shark Tank, either US or India, you must have seen they always ask what is the market size you're targeting. How they usually calculate it? They calculate it using the guess estimate. And now that we have learned what is guesstimates and why exactly are we learning guesstimates, it is time to now deep dive into solving guesstimates. And while you want to solve guesstimates, it is not advisable to go directly and fight with the guesstimates. It's always to have some tools. Okay. And these tools are the methods. So there are typically four kind of methods used to solve guesstimates. One is top-down approach. As the name suggests, we'll move from top, a larger number, to down, the required number. Second, and the exact opposite method is bottom up, where we will start from very bottom, very small number, and we will move up to the ladder, reaching to the required number. Third is constraint-based approach. If let's say there are some constraints, of course there is a constraint-based approach. Fourth is using just plain simple maths, no fancy thing, no other method will be working. Okay. If you remember the third kind of estimates that we see, only the simple method. Okay. So these are the four kind of methods that can be used. We will deep dive into each of these methods. We'll solve some guesstimates based on these methods. But I think for that, we need to wait for the next video. Until then, stay tuned. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel if you really like the video. You can like the video. If you have any question, you can comment in the chat box, or you can even join Bschool Buddies community link, where we are curating a program for final placement, and it's completely free program. We are providing mock PIs, mock GDs. We are providing a one-to-one interaction with the mentors in specific areas as well. Okay, so you can of course join using the link given in the description. Thank you so much. Bye. Stay tuned for the next video.